honestly, I think it's whatever you personally need. I think you look at yourself and what can make you stumble, and you build out boundaries from there. How can I navigate feelings of sexual temptation while staying faithful to God? Yeah, like I said before, you have to build up boundaries of what you're going to allow in and what's your yeses and what are your nos. I think that is really, really, really vital. A lot of people think that they understand that, but then it kind of hits them, right? And I think if you're somebody that's like, I'm struggling with lust, or I'm struggling with pornography or those type of things, I think honestly it's what your eyes, what your ears, what you are allowing in. And I think you have to build up really good accountability. And I want to say this, right? It's okay that you fell into sin. It's just not okay to live there. And so you go and you repent. If you're struggling, you go and you repent. You get rid of all those things. You find some way to block those things from yourself, right? Whether that's being like, I will not watch this, or I won't allow this in, or it's literally getting safeguards on your phone or on your computer, or whatever you need to do. And then you get accountability, right, with somebody that you really, really trust, who can hold you accountable in those things, because it's so vital. Because let's be honest, right? The hormones, it's a part of it. It is a part of who we are. It is a part of the way that God has made us. Literally, when Paul talks about it in 1 Corinthians 7, he literally says, it is better to marry than to burn with passion. He's talking about hormones. He's like, yeah, the hormones are gonna come, guys. What are you gonna do? You gotta figure it out, right? And so you just have to build boundaries and safeguards for yourself, and that's okay. Like, it's okay. You fell, you're getting healthy, it's beautiful. The Lord loves when we are honest in our hearts, when we have fallen and we come back to him. That's what the blood is for. You know, that's what grace is for. It's for those things. So, yeah, you got to build really healthy boundaries. I also want to say this because we just talked about 1 Corinthians 7. Yeah, better to marry than to burn with passion. I want to say this one really quick thing. I saw maybe the funniest thing I've ever seen. Sorry, some of my friends are here. The funniest thing I've ever seen. So I am a big person that's like, I don't think that you should get married unless you've been together for like 6 months. This is just like me. Like, don't get engaged. Like, don't get married if you haven't been together for 6 months. Because I think like 6 months, you've gone through a couple seasons. You know what I mean? Like, you've gone through a season. 4 months is a quarter, right? And so personally for me, that's just what I think. But I saw this thing where somebody was like, where they got engaged after a month, and they were like, the Lord called us into covenant together. And I said, or your hormones were raging. You were burning with passion, and that's okay. Like, I think my thing is like, okay, if you're like, man, we want to have sex. Okay, like, be honest about it. Like, okay, your hormones are raging. That okay, great, because you found somebody you love. Like, you really, really like them. It's great. Like, but I don't know. This is one of those things where I'm like, guys, did he really call you into that after a month, or were your hormones just raging and you're like, we just really want to sleep together? Okay, so self-control. Where is it? Because I don't see it. I'm looking for her and she's not here. Sorry, that's just a little bit of my tangent. Okay, we have 6 questions left. Guys, you guys are killing me. Okay. How do I stop comparing my singleness to others' marriages or relationships? Yeah. You know what? You find yourself in the eyes of the Lord. Like, you find out how he loves you. You find out the worth that you have found in him. You get real confident in that. You don't really care about anybody else. I'm going to be so real with you. When you're fixed on Jesus, everybody else is whatever anybody else has got going on, not really appealing to you. This is coming from me. I don't really care about other people's relationships as much. Like, I'm like super happy for you, like great, but I don't get jealous of that. Like, I'm like, well, this is where the Lord has me and I'm content. And